Hello, ladies. Good morning and welcome, or good afternoon almost actually. Welcome to Monday. Here's the thing. This is your life. This is your life. And if you don't notice, no one else will. And so I was thinking about this morning, as most of my clients right now are up leveling in a really big way. They have decided that they're going to bet on their own horse, on their dream, on their vision, on their jockey, and they are all in on themselves, and they are creating a business that is actually going to make a difference in the world. This is actually going to make impact out there in the world. And when you decide to completely dedicate your life to service, and you're like, no, you know what? I'm here to serve. I'm here to do God's work. There's a whole other level of responsibility that comes along with that. There's a whole new reference point of where you get to anchor yourself into. And a lot of times it can become overwhelming. And so the message this morning is to notice if you are feeling overwhelmed by the responsibility that God has put on your life. Because if you don't notice this, if you are not acutely aware of what is happening emotionally and the thoughts that you're thinking, if you're not monitoring the thoughts that you're thinking, it is going to wreak havoc in your life. Now, it's not always pretty being responsible. It's definitely not easy, and it's not always obvious. So that's why it really takes these moments in your life where you sit down and you say, okay, where am I stopping? Where am I stopping myself? Am I stopping myself because my emotions are running crazy? Am I stopping myself because I have these limiting beliefs that are constantly overtaking me? Am I stopping myself because I feel like somebody else is responsible for what's going on in my life and I'm blaming? Am I noticing that I'm stopping myself at, well, I can't because I haven't before, or I failed so many times? And so the reason I'm not sharing anything with you right now that I haven't shared in the past. But what I want to really bring to your attention today is that these things are going on in your life. I was talking to one of Phil's old-time friends and colleagues who's going to be in Lighthouse 1, which I'm so excited. His name's Robert. This morning, and he was saying, Tara, I can't wait for Lighthouse because I was just driving down the road unconscious, as we are when we're driving most of the time, unconscious, unaware, and I started to get angry. And he said, and I realized, and this is the key, this is the trick in life, is to realize and to notice those thoughts and your emotions. He said that I was getting angry and frustrated, remembering and going through something that I went through with my ex-wife 35 years ago. And it was still affecting me today. And so what he was sharing with me, he's like, I'm really excited to get in the room and pull all of that stuff up and get rid of it once and for all. And so that's the conversation we were in. But the point that I want to make here is that if you're not willing to look at those things, to pause and to stop and to say, hey, wait a minute, what is this? What is this? Why am I feeling this way again? Why is this? Maybe breakdown in your relationship, breakdown in your family, breakdown in your career, breakdown in that point where you want to push through it, but you stop yourself. Why? Why do you stop yourself? And honestly, what I've learned over the last 4 years of deep transformational work and really just taking myself to the next cut, constantly going for the best version of myself, is that it's never what it looks like. It's never what's on the surface that is actually the reason. So if you're finding yourself experiencing anger and frustration, it's not because you're angry and frustrated. It's because you have a deep wound that you are finding it so hard to heal. And it's not even that you're finding it on a conscious level hard to heal. It's that you might not even know how deep that wound is. and how much you've been ignoring it. That little girl inside of you, you've been ignoring her. You haven't been honoring the trauma maybe that you've experienced in life. You haven't gone through the process of digging it up and looking at it and being objective about this and seeing how you can take that trauma from your past and actually use it to serve and be a steward in the world. Okay? Maybe you have this like righteousness about you, this self-righteousness, this stubbornness, this, no, I am right. And you are like, no, like that was wrong, or you are wrong, or that is wrong, and I am right. And you are so steadfast in hanging on to that belief that no matter what, you will allow any relationship to leave you due to your rightness. And so there's a saying out there in the transformational community, do you want to be right or do you want to be in love? Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And so what would life look like if you were able to really let go of that need to be right and to choose to love? And that will require you to feel safe. That will require you to honor the trauma, the space inside of you that really gets to be seen and heard by you. And so I could go on and on and on about this, but really what I want to bring home this morning is, do you know? And have you taken the time to identify what's not working in your life? If you find yourself anxious, if you find, and I'm not talking about any of this clinically, okay? None of this is on like a chemical imbalance level, but I'm just talking about day-to-day life. If you're walking through life and you're scared or you're fearful or you feel anxious or you feel you're riding the highs and lows of happiness and depression and you're up and down and all over the place, or you're organized or you're not in relationship with your time, or unorganized, or you're not in relationship with time, or you're finding yourself in breakdown in relationships, you just want to be alone, and if everyone would just go away, life would be great, and if you could just put your head down, if you could just focus, if you could just be quiet and still over here, and all of this is whirling and twirling, okay? If you are finding yourself in this moment, I promise you, it is up to you to notice that, and not to judge it, and not to ridicule yourself for being chaotic or unsuccessful or stuck. I hear that a lot. Or overwhelmed. Or maybe you're caught in this word, trying. I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best. No, that is a life full of non-commitment. Maybe in your marriage you go, I'm trying here. I'm really trying. Great. Trying doesn't work. Trying does not work. You must get committed out of your mind to living an extraordinary life, to having 10 out of 10 extraordinary relationships. And that will require you to be very honest, radically honest, committed out of your mind to finding what is not working in your life. And to stop blaming those around you for what's not working. And to start honoring the precious child of God that you really, truly are. And to stand in your leadership and finally trust your voice. Trust your heart. Trust that you will be committed. Trust that you will follow through. So that's on my heart this morning because I was doing some of my own noticing. My own noticing in my marriage, my own noticing in my parenting, my own noticing in my relationship with my family, my sisters, my brother-in-laws, my parents. And it would be easy for me to be like, well, you hurt me. You said this, you said that. This happened and that happened. And what about you? And don't you know? And that's easy to do, by the way. What's not easy is to pause and take a moment and say, wow. This is, and I'm speaking for myself right now, but this is my relationship with me showing up. This is just a mirror of my relationship with me, how I treat me, how I view myself through my lens from my past and my trauma, instead of viewing it through how my creator views me, which is perfect, which is beautiful, which is magnificent, which glorifies him, which is fearfully and wonderfully made, created in the image of him. And so when we can view ourselves this way, we can start to view others this way, and our relationships and bonds will heal. And so when I said, if you're just joining, I said maybe 2 or 3 minutes ago, I said, it's never what you're actually dealing with. You're all going through something big right now. You are going through something really big right now that you don't have the answers to. I know that for sure. And is it possible that the answer may be not what you're actually looking for the answer to be? You may be trying over here to fix something or find a solution for something or push through something over here, and you've labeled it whatever it is that you've labeled it. You know what you've made up about this situation, this circumstance, and whatever you've made up about it, I promise you it's probably not that. And so this is where the responsibility of being a smart woman really comes in. You've got to notice it, and then you've got to be willing to do the work. And so if you're ready to do the work, I want you to type, I'm ready to break through, or just type breakthrough in the comment section. We are starting a new training on the 8th of April. It's not to be missed. If you are ready to get to that next level, and you're ready to stop being chaotic, and you're ready to actually make huge transformational changes and shifts in your life that are going to ripple for decades, I've got an opportunity for you, and I want to know who you are if that's you. I love you. Create something extraordinary today. Put breakthrough in the comment section, and I will reach out to you personally, and we'll get to the bottom of what's underneath what you think is on the top. This is going to change your life, and it will change it forever. I love you. Talk to you soon.